Bonjour, hi, welcome to Behind My Cloud. This morning stream, at least for me, I'm Frank Boucher. I'm a Microsoft Cloud advocate. I work at Microsoft, and this is my my playground. This is the cloud. I'm having fun here, learning stuff with you, building things. It's, I would say, all the time open source, and like I'm having a lot of collaboration. I'm very happy about that. And today, the show, like what I want to achieve today is build a continuous integration, continuous deployment. So when we go for the vNext branch in GitHub project, like that's kind of a dev branch, when we think it's ready, then it will compile and deploy or update our project. And today I want to focus on two projects that work together. The first one is the TinyBlazorAdmin website. So this is a website, it's done in Blazor, WebAssembly, C#, but it's client-side. So WebAssembly means it's client-side. There's no server side. So it looks like a single-page application in JavaScript, but it's in C#. So I want to update that, but that thing need some kind of services, a backend, an API. So for that, I will be using the other project, UrlShortener. So we'll have a CICD also for that. The goal is maybe to create a fake user or something like that. That will be accessible. So if someone want to know what the tool look like, they will have a live demo. And then, if we do that, then we'll need to also have something that clean up all the URL and stuff like that very frequently or something like that. But the first step is to have something that auto deploy every time the new version. So at least for us also it will be easier, because since a few stream, like when we work on things, it's really hard to debug. I know I will have some walkthrough or a method to try to mock things locally or fake things when you're working with authentication, identity. But for now, the easiest way is still to deploy in Azure, and that's what we will be working today. The overlay are still broken. I need to work on that, but there's only 24 hours in a day. I'm victim of that, and I like to these days I'm playing Wasteland 3. That game is awesome. I don't know if you're a gamer. Am I a gamer? I think I like to play, but I'm not a gamer. But anyway, so that's the plan of today. You could start playing the game. So we have CB here on the show. Here, CB is the chat bot, so he's watching the chat, helping you, answering questions, keeping track of your score if you're playing the little game drop. So to play the game, you just need to type drop, and you will drop in a parachute. Try to land on this target here. It's always moving. It's purely random. It's fun. Try it. You will see. It's addictive. But for now, let's start working. Now we have the Shirley Dev bot army playing. Oh, Grovosaurus was kind of a pill target on it. That's pretty cool. 73, that's awesome. So CB should celebrate. Voila! So CB is tracking your code, your score, and everything will go in the show notes. What's the show notes? Let me show you. So the show notes are, it's in GitHub. It's a project in GitHub, but I turned that project into that GitHub project into a web page. So if you go at behindmycloud.com, there's all the previous show there. So see, I stream one week after all the archive are become public. It gives me the time to, if I need to cut things because bad thing happened during the stream, it gave me time to edit, cut those pieces, to make sure all the links, everything works over there. So yeah. So this is just like a little thing. You have like the show notes. So if you click here, you'll see like the project we work on, like the time logs is there, the game result and stuff like that. So that's how it works. The game result and the cheers also. So last week, and I completely forgot to add the. I need to do that. Oh, can I do it while streaming? I'm not sure. I need to do that today. Completely forgot. Completely forgot. Got to do this. I'm sorry. I forgot. I thought about it and I was like, yeah, we'll reuse the same thing we use for the Microsoft developer channel. But completely forgot to do it. So let me take a note again. I have a busy schedule today. But before Friday it needs to be done. Like, this is not an excuse. And it's not very long. It's not even long. Important. So it is now in my notes. Sorry about that. If you're there, go do this. I will do it. Promise, 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 promise. I need to do that. Okay, so is it this side? Is it this side? This side, this side. Let's fix my background. Voila. Voila. How are you, Cloudies, today? How was your week? Is it a good start? Is it a good week for you? I'm curious to know. This week for me, it's kind of good. I'm happy with this week. Starts slowly though, but it starts. Okay, so that worked, so we can close that. So now let's open GitKraken. Oh, and I have a GitKraken. I have a Git. Here, that's the one I'm looking for. Time would be it was 62 doll owl 67 72. What is it? Like, I think, is it hot? I think it's hot. 22. Yeah, it's cool. Like, not hot, but it's very, very comfortable. That's nice. That's cool. Now it's 50? That's cold for you, Florida. Is it supposed to be super hot in Florida? Probably depending on where we are, and probably that for you this is cold. Here we are at the freezing level today, and it's my wife, when she came back from running this morning, she was like, yeah, it's pretty cool, it's pretty hot outside, we're very, very comfortable. So everything is relative. But also, well, yeah, like if you're biking, there's more wind, but at least you're moving. It's not like if you're waiting the bus, right? Always when I was shopping for winter boots or a winter jacket, like I'm always saying to the guy, like, I want to be good waiting the bus at -1,000. It doesn't exist, that temperature. Like I will be dead at that temperature, but it's always like an image. Okay. So in the to-do for this project, we want to add a CICD for VNix. So well, that's cool. Like I like I need a new bike. My bike is so old. I need a new bike. I think I will buy a new bike this year. If I can find one. Apparently it's hard because of the pandemic. Everybody is buying stuff that you could do like in family and stuff like that. So hopefully, yeah, I don't pay. How do you say that? I don't overpay what I'm doing, what I want. So I will assign it to me since I will be working on that today. This is a deployment thing, and apparently there's a package that just arrived, and I lost track of what I was doing. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, so add VNix. Let's add just a description. So I'm not like, yeah, I think not sure if I want the dev branch to have a CICD so we could deploy that and break things and stuff, or if, because in my mind I was like, oh, that would be cool, like if I have like a VNix and it's a public demo. So you go on the GitHub, you find a project. Oh, like I should share the project we're working on today. It's not that one. We'll be working on this one and this one. So we'll start with TinyBlazorAdmin website and the UrlShortener. So those are the two projects I want to work on today. So like I thought, like, oh, that could be cool. Like you arrive here and like you could see what it looks like, before you even install it. But I also need a place to work, to deploy the code what I want. So maybe I need a dev first. Maybe I need a new branch, and it will be dev. How many branches? Oh, I have 10 branches. Oh yeah, because I have like all those dependabot thing. So I have the V1 branch, so those are 2. I have, in theory, I have main and VNix, so that's 4. And I could have 5 that would be like the dev branch where we deploy to test. I think I need more the dev branch than building for VNix. But that could be cool, right? What do you think? Having deployment Yeah, that could be cool, but for now, let's change that for dev. Whoops. Oh no. Okay. One thing I could do is maybe in discussion start the ideas here. New discussion. Maybe I could zoom that a little bit. We need to see select a category idea, start suggestions. So if you're interested to add your thoughts about that, you can go here. Cool. So now we have that for this one. Let's create it also for the URL shortener. So we'll change board. Hello, Knoxville. So hello, nice to see you. I didn't tune in for a pretty long time. Is there an option for custom the right? Yes, there is. Very simple. I have instruction. So right now the version 2 is running the TinyBlazorAdmin website, and if you go here and you have the deployment, and I'm explaining how to deploy here, I'm explaining everything, and at the end I'm explaining how to use configure. Where is it? First thing first, blah blah blah. Okay. Deployment, TinyBlazor front-end. Okay, that's cool. Create the front. I thought I had that. Oh, I should have had a reference then. Where? I didn't have it there, so I need to do it also there. It's in the AZ UrlShortener. I think it's in post configuration deployment. Add a custom domain. I have also a YouTube video that explains everything. But yeah, that's a good question. So I explained how to do it using different tools. So now you could use it and it's working very well. And it's free. So we have like it's HTTPS will be working, and also your custom domain will be working, and a naked domain will be working. I was using it, see, like in my sample here, I'm using it for the all around Azure. I created a domain. I bought the domain 07f.ca, and I'm using that, and like this is how we I'm doing it right now, explaining how to do that. It's very, very simple. Like very, very simple. Like when you know how to do it, it's very simple. When you don't know, I was struggling with it, so that's why it took me so long to create the doc. Oh yeah, you know what? Okay, let's finish that, and after that I need to also add a reference to the documentation in the TinyBlazorAdmin website. Sorry. My watch is so tight. The dev branch will be used during the stream, and this CICD will help us deploying. Yeah, version 1 was super easy, so you could probably do the same thing for version 1. Shouldn't be a problem. Just like instead of clicking on the static website, then like you click to the website and you go there, and like everything should be the same because behind the scene is the same thing, so shouldn't be a problem. The only thing I did, I think, that are not part of the instruction is, in my case, I did add another rule. So here I'm creating some rules, and I'm saying, okay, when it's www and when it's not, like a da-da-da, and I'm saying like admin, then you forward to that. The beauty of it is now if I want to go to my admin page, I could just do admin and then my name, and that domain name provider will redirect me to the long URL, because, you know, like that's the backend. I don't care if the URL is not nice. So I'm not sure I explained that, but like it's very trivial. When you understand how the rules work, you just say, you know what, if it's admin something, just forward to this, and you're good to go. So that's cool. So now let's put that in progress. We'll go back in TinyBlazorAdmin. Whoops, no, in the boards. Let's change board to go back in the TinyBlazorAdmin website. Yeah, CB, I'm still working on the board. So that it's in progress, but I want to add a to-do here. So the doc already exists. We should probably just have a link that refers it. Is it how you spell that? I'm assuming yes. That could be done by someone, right? So it's documentation, it's an enhancement, it's a good first issue, and I don't have help. Yes, help one. Cool. So if you're having a lot of traffic, 100,000. Shouldn't be that expensive because the backend is running on Azure Function, and the first 10,000 transaction on Azure Function is free. When I will have, so right now I'm working on like improving that, like so I could work like the development process is smoother and like updating the documentation and stuff like that, but I'm still using V1. Like it's not true. I have the all around Azure that is using V2, but my personal one is still running on V1 just because I didn't take the time to update my stuff, but once I want to go there, I will make a lot of analysis to see the difference, performance, pricing, all those things. I want to add more track support and matrix, and we'll have fun. We'll do some videos and blog posts about that. Just right now I'm focusing because there's a lot of people are using that tool. If we look into the thing, like there's how many forks? 115 and 2000. Yeah, wet dream. 235 stars. So there's a lot of people looking at it, at least. So I want to make sure their experience is good, and I would like to simplify also the deployment of V2, because right now I know it's a little bit more complicated than V1. V1 it was just like a one-click button, so I would like to have something a little bit more simple. But yeah, but it's always a time. Like I need to find the time to do that. I have other project that I neglect for a little while. It's like, yeah, it's just that, but shouldn't be a big deal for like, it's still a few dollars, I think. Like it's under $5, I think. That's my, don't get back to me, say, you told me, like my guess, it would be less than $5 by month. So yeah. Update the description. Cool. So now let's create a branch. Where are we? so now we should have the Azure shortener. So I think we'll create a new branch from here. We'll call that dev. Can I make it bigger? I think it's the biggest it can be, right? Yeah. So I'm looking here at the, I'm looking here at the version. So right now, like the used ones are those ones, so in pair like that. So I want to add dev, I think, yeah, and we'll be using that on the stream, because right now I have like that little app and now it's complicated to deploy and sync and blah blah blah. So I want to simplify my flow when I'm streaming, so we'll do that. And if it works, then we'll create another one. We'll call that demo, or maybe it will be vNex, and we'll be deploying. So we'll have always a kind of a vNex like demo version running. Maybe I should have like a demo version, so if I'm not breaking the demo if I'm pushing new feature that don't work or something like that. Yeah, maybe that's better. Anyway, but for now, let's go from, what do I have here? Okay, so let's that was our past stream work. So we were adding a new function to see the statistics. So we'll also push that to feature stat. Yep. Excellent. But for now, here, we'll create a new branch here. We'll call that dev. Excellent. So now we have dev. And okay, yeah, so now we should start our work, right? So this is so tiny. AZ UrlShortener, this is what we work. So let's do to do start one. And now we should say time. By the way, you can always add the time command that I will just do right now in the chat. Like, let's bring that here. So in the chat, you could always do time and then you had, so let's say creating new dev branch. Right, so that command here, like it's time, you should be able to add it, and then like whatever text go after, that will generate the cuts. When you look to the behind my cloud or like the YouTube timeline is breaking, and that will be the section. So help me when you think like I'm starting a new thing. I tend to forget to update that. So if you are there, Cloudies, and you want to do it, please do. You should have access to that. And you should also have access to the drop if you want to play that little game. So I look way more cold than your area, Knoxville, IO. So now we'll push the dev branch, and that's surely dev army bot right now. So now we have a dev branch here. Boom. And I would like to be able to deploy that. There's something already pre-baked. Let's go see if there's something already pre-baked. So I have here, but that's a static web app. But that's the UrlShortener. I want to create a new workflow. And I want to deploy Azure Function. That's what I'm looking for here. Whoa. I thought there were like, isn't there a way to oh, Azure deploy a not web app. It's kind of what I want to do, but not really. GitHubAction, Azure Function. I'm sure there's something already done. Let's do that. So let's time. So Azure Function action. GitHubAction deploy Azure Function. Oh, that's cool. That's exactly what I want. So with the Azure Function, you can automate your workflow to deploy Azure Function. That's exactly what I want. Okay, the repository current and GitHubAction deploy to the function app project. Okay, you look the blah blah blah. The repository containing the GitHub function to deploy the function app project into if you're looking for a GitHubAction no, okay, no. The fin of the GitHubAction is action.yaml. Kudu zip deploy. I think that's pretty good. So if you have an extension project, I don't think we have that, so that would be cool. That's pretty awesome. Use the latest. I just do that and it will okay. So here I would say set up the workflow yourself. I will call that action. I want to keep that raw setup here. Let's copy that again. There it is. Let's make it a little bit bigger. But that's, yeah, here we're missing stuff. So yeah, we need to define okay. So it's was it Linux or I have no clue what I was running. Let's go into the portal. Let's go in my and let's go for this one. Okay, I'm running Windows. Let's do that then. So I want to see here. That's more like it. So I want to see the raw. I want to take that. And I will bring that here. We'll edit that. So name, deploy, let's say they have CICD, it's good. Come as a name, what do you think? Right? On push, yeah, but I want to specify the branch. and that will be just the branch dev. Configuration. For help, we'll keep that for now. Following the, okay, we need to create also that thing here. The function app name. That will be az url shortener dev. The function app package. This is set the path of your web project. Oh yeah, like we need to our web project is in source, then shortener tools, and I think yeah, that's here. So I'm assuming that's where it goes. Let's add, I'm not sure if I need to put that. The .NET version. That's a good question. The .NET function I'm running. Okay, no, I don't need that. I will keep you there. Don't need you. Yeah, so let's open this. The target framework is this. But what's the .NET version? Is it 501 then? Alright, right now I'm 3.1. I think it's the one, the .NET SDK function. I just have .NET Core App 3.1, but what's the... That's what it is, right? Hosts maybe? No, it's in the project file. My issue is I update everything, so in the version I want to deploy after, it will be different. Oh, I'm using extension. What I was saying about the extension thing? Or did I close that page? Damn it. If you have extension projects in your repo, these templates will not resolve the extension in your project. If you want to use binding its extension, example the blog event queue trigger, please consider registering front-end binding extension in your host JSON. We'll see. Okay, so let's go for 3.1. Whoop. And I want to download. .11. Let's see if that works. .11. Okay, check out master. That confused me a lot when I see that. See here, like, check out master, but I'm in another branch. I'm never sure. Should I update that? Is it just like the way it's built? Like, I'm always very confused. So, setup.net, resolve the project dependency, run Azure Function action, ID FA. What's FA? App name, blah, 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 package, publish profile. Okay, so I really need to have my publish profile created. So, I need to do that. So I will need to create an empty Azure function, right? So let's see if I can create an Azure empty function here. So we'll go back in here. We'll create a new, let's go just plus. And then if I do function app, excellent, that's what I want. So resource group, I will be UrlShortener dev. The app name will be Azure dev. That's cool. I'm the first one using that. It's .NET Core version 3.1. That's perfect. And I will be using EastUS because this is closest to me. Yep. New storage account. Excellent. That's cool. Tag, I will use my classic owner, and that will be Frank, and expired on. Let's put 2021 dash. Let's go for the end of the month. Do we have a 31? Yes. Oh yeah, okay. Let's go previous. Let's create a new one, and we'll go. Oh no. Previous. Create new, and it will be. AZURL func dev stg. AZURL func dev, yeah. Oh, I have an uppercase U. Voila. That's good. So review and create. Excellent. Now create. Do I want to deploy? Yeah, but I want to use the. That's not what I want to do. I did it wrong, but that's good for now. Because I have an ARM template and that's what I want to deploy. Right? Bonjour, Code Wichon. How are you? You did a typo there.
Bonjour. Hi.
There it is. How are you? How are you, my friend? I should say then exclamation point hi. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm building a CICD for like the development, and I think after that I will do it also to build a kind of a live demo for the UrlShortener. So we'll always have, and I will create a public where I will share the user and password, and people will be able to log and have some fun with the UrlShortener. I think that's like in the future, but for now, like I'm just trying to build a CI/CD. Not trying, I'm building a CI/CD for the UrlShortener. But the thing is, I'm building one just for the function, but there's more into that, so I'm not sure I did the right thing. I don't think that's what I want to do here. How was your beginning of the week? So we can totally go here. And then in secret, others, okay, so I can add a new one. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Like, I don't want to do this. I want to use my CI/CD. I use my ARM template, I think. So much things to think. But that's what. Sorry. The cord of my hood just got stuck in my chair. The most I pulled, the longer it went. Fast and Furious as usual. Hopefully you like that, sir. So, yeah, I think, should I go for that right now? I think I would prefer doing it with my template. Yeah, I think I would prefer using my template instead. That was good though. So let's put that in the notes because that's cool. So let's add that in the notes. So notes, GitHub for Azure Function. That's definitely useful. It's okay as long as I get a lot done. That's something a struggle. Yeah. That's a struggle. I have like so many meetings today, back to back to back to back, and I lost a lot of time yesterday. Like for some reason I switched. I was using Camtasia for a long time. I really liked the tool. It was good for what I was doing. My like YouTube video was nice and stuff like that. But with I was doing longer video, and Camtasia, even if my PC is very performant, that word is hard. Let's go in talk mode. Even if my PC is very powerful, it was struggling with video that are more than an hour long. And I know DaVinci Resolve, it's a free tool available and it's super powerful. You could do what they call proxy file. So what's a proxy file is when you're editing, it works with a lower resolution of your file. So like when you scrub or like move around in your timeline and stuff like that, it's super fast because, you know, like it's a way lighter version of your video. And then when it's about to render, it will just switch back to your best resolution and generate everything. I did try to cheat and do that with Camtasia. Like I just, you know, generate file and like then close Camtasia, move in a subfolder like the proxy file or the lower resolution, and then when like you open Camtasia, I say, hey, I don't find that video, and then like I was just pointing to the good one, like the full resolution one, and it's okay, cool. So I was loading, but you know, like I was always worried, what if it doesn't work? What if the ratio is not the same? You know, like a lot of things. And yesterday, for some reason, after like I did all my rendering of like all my cut, everything was done, I just want to have like a logo and a few URL and stuff like that in the screen on top of everything, but it was not working. I don't know why. Like DaVinci Resolve was just like crashing or freezing or stuff like that. I was like, whoops. So I end up generating the full video and then re-uploading it as a piece of content and then adding those images. But it was like, it took me like a few like reboot, you know, to finally decide, you know what, like I need to move forward. Let's hack doing like that thing, generating twice the video. So it was a bit disappointing, but to work, it was way better. Even if I'm slower, because I know very, very, very well Camtasia, and I don't know very well, I don't know DaVinci Resolve. I did like 3 videos with it, so, but yeah. Well, like for Camtasia, like if you're doing a video like you know I do on my Cloud in 5 minutes, where you show out, let's say, how to deploy that thing or how to code or things like that, and it's like under 60 minutes, like a HD. Camtasia is perfect. It manages your camera with your screen all in one. Like it's pretty cool. You don't need super effect, and like it's very easy for that purposes. If you want to do more crazy effect and animation and like special effect and stuff like that, then you hit some limits in Camtasia. Or if you work with very big file, then but maybe the new version will be better. I know now like they manage 4K, though I don't produce 4K video. Files are too big and it's not worth it for the kind of video I'm doing. But Camtasia is still good. I still like Camtasia a lot, so I will probably continue to do that. And the other one, it's free. I used to do video editing. Yeah, it is time consuming. So yeah, so this is super cool, but that's not what we want to do. That's not what I want to do. Right, we're building that thing here, but that's not what I want to do. I want to deploy. I want a GitHubAction. So let's Google that quickly. GitHubAction ARM template. And I think I know like you could run commands. I did that many times, but I think now there's an action that is a little bit more fancy. So GitHubAction Azure Resource Manager template deployment, that's managed by So Kodwachan say, on the 29th, I will be guest on the 425 show. Oh, that's awesome. Congrats. So like it is coming up. I know you told me you were planning, but going some pulumi to build Azure infrastructure. Part of the demo needs to be integrated with Azure DevOps. Cool. I might see if I can get your help on that piece. Yeah, I will be pleased. So you know how to find me. I will be super cool to help you. Sooner is the better because I may become very busy soon, but not in January, I think. So still have time. So that's cool. I have done some Azure DevOps well over it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, ping me. We'll brainstorm. That's cool. Love that. Yay! Oh, I fixed my sound effect today.
Yay!
I should have done that. Oh, here.
Yay!
Oh, you know what? I should have, instead of like my button should type a message in the chat, so it's doing, and I can save some. Oh yeah, I could do that. Being more productive, like I could have a button for drop. Yeah, you could do yay. You could do so much, my friend. Okay, so verify creator by Azure. Okay, so I think that one, I will use that one. Provide a scope. What's a scope? Resource group. Okay, subscription management group. Subscription ID, management group ID, region, template, parameter. On push, blah blah blah. Login, credential, arm deploy v1. That's cool. Yeah, I will do that instead. But I still need the Azure credentials. So I'm assuming credentials. Like I want to delete all that. Boom. Huh, I saw that the other day. Where it was? Oh, delete. That's cool. So now you could delete all the resorted. I didn't know that. I discovered that by accident the other day. So okay, so now I want the Frank. Read a little. So maybe it will be explained here. That's the non-official one. So I'm sorry guys, I'm sure you did a great work, but I want to use the official one. So example, so Azure credential. Show me, it's only there. Huh? How do you get the credential again? So service principal, right? Oh yeah, it's this. So let's open the terminal. Let's go AZ, group, list. It's super small, so let's make it bigger. Output table, just to validate where I am. Please use AZ login. Yeah, okay, AZ login, that's fair. It's been a while. How did you set up the background in the terminal? That's super easy. I will show you that right now. So this is my PowerShell background, and if I open, for example, my Ubuntu background, you could even do, if you want, an animated GIF. And to do that, you just need to go, if you expand here the this section, you could go in settings, or you could go control comma. So let's go here, you open settings, and now here it will define everything. There's the base layer that I kind of the default, and this is your personal one that overrides what's defined before. So a good thing to know is the default profile here, that GUID is just one of those, because here I have a list of different setup environment, and they have all, let's make that thing also bigger, boom, boom, boom. That thing here always have like a GUID, an identifier. So like the default one, the one you want to show when you open, you put it in default profile. But that's because like it took me a while to like, I was like, where, like how? And yeah, so you should have IntelliSense, meaning that if you just like do things like that, you will know what the command are. So that's pretty cool. And the one for the background image is just a background image, and then you put the path where that thing is, and see like blue rust PNG, it's working. You could have a GIF, so computer girl GIF, that's another one. Yeah, and you could custom here, like if you want to have specific command shortcut for your stuff, you could have themes, so color theme if you want, and stuff like that. It's all customizable. Very, very, very cool. The arrow is called a chevron. Oh, that little arrow down? Cool. I think it's the same in French. Yeah, but the IntelliSense is very helpful. So like you could do then like specifying like what do you want to open. Is it like WSL? Is it PowerShell? Is it here, for example, I want to have a PowerShell core. Where is it? You could have even Cloud Shell, so that's pretty cool. Or the prompt, the regular prompt, you could whatever you want. And then if you want a fancy font, you could have combine. Like for me, I created I'm using Cascadian code, but then I mix nerd font in it, so I call that Cascadian Nerd, and that gives me the fanciness here of those character. So when I'm in GitHub, I have like all this stuff. See, I'm running the. Let me go here. I have another. Here I'm running my CB is running in a container. Oh yeah, but it's not in GitHub. But like when it's in GitHub, like I have all that fancy stuff because I customized that. Enselman have a great series of blog posts about that if you're interested. Yeah, GitPush will be there and everything. So, now I have... Okay, I want to use this one. So let's go for AZ, account, select, I think. Oh, I'm rusted. Oh, is it ID though? Whoops. Forgot what it is. Or -S. Oh, it's set. AZ account set and then -S. Boom. Okay. Clear. So now I need to run that little command here and special. I want to copy this. Let's open that. I will close this file. I don't want to save it. I want to open a new file. We'll edit that one here. So my name of my app. What? The name of my app? Oh yeah, because I'm creating that. That will be AZ URL GitHub dev. The role contributor is good. The scope, the subscription, I should have the subscription ID. there, and the resource group ID. Where is it? Properties.
Make love and play the guitar and eat, go down to the beach and go swimming and occasionally write some things when I feel like writing and think about how I'm going to get a little more money to not starve to death.
Do I need to do the group thing? Resource group. No, it's resource group. So it's that. Like, in fact, it was that thing I was trying to have, right? So I want to put this. So right. So what this will do is doing an AZ command, AD, because I will create a user. I'm creating a user principal, meaning I will have an application, I have access to that thing, and like GitHub, then I will share that information with GitHub and it will be able to use it. So I'm creating a service principal, SP, service principal. That will be the name of my app. So after that, we'll be able to go in Active Directory in Azure and look to that. I'm assigning the role contributor. Contributor has all the permission except creating other users. So that's perfect because I want to create, delete resources inside that resource group. So that's perfect. Scope of the subscription, that's cool. So that's what I want. So I want to run this, and unfortunately, I won't show you that, because that's private information that will come from there. So now I have my blobs of text. So what I need to do now is go in my GitHub here. I will create a new secret, right? So I will create a new secret, new repository secret. I need to give it a name. So it was, what's the name? All right. What's happening? Thank you for the following, Kisor6. Welcome to Behind My Cloud, or like to the stream. This is my playground. This is where I learn stuff, I share, we have fun. So welcome aboard. You like my you like CB? That's our chatbot. So it will be more and more present in 2001. In 2021. Like that was far away, 2001. Like if you put those two numbers, that's in many years. So I need, so that's what I'm looking for. So I'll put that here, and I will just go in secret. Sorry, I forgot to add the sound in that secret window. Yeah, I reformat my full PC before the holidays, install stuff, and there's still a few things broken in the overlay and stuff like that, and I'm not fixing everything because I want to change all the overlays. And the sound of the secret is Most of the time I just go in my other screen and do whatever I want. So I'm not fixing it because I want to change everything. But again, that's another thing where, well, you know, you need time. And there's only 24 hours in a day. So did I miss anything else? I'm a cloudy live coder myself. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you're live coders? Am I gonna? Are you part of the? Yeah, live coders myself. Oh, that's awesome. Welcome aboard. Yeah, tell me about it. So, like, you know, remember that form? That was the Azure Function app publish profile. So what I did is I should, by the way, close this thing. So I run the command we wrote. So that command here, I copy paste it in my terminal. It gave me a JSON document, a JSON object. I took that JSON object, don't save, and I paste it in that form. So now the content of that is available, and in my deployment here, when we look, when you're running inside GitHub, you could do secret dot and that name. It will go fetch the information. So since it's an object in JSON, I could go and say secret and Azure Function app on top or whatever. Like, you could call it the way you want, right? I just reuse the same name because it was already there. And then you could go and say dot and whatever specific. So if you just want, let's say, a user or a password, or like if it's, because you could use it for anything. You don't need to absolutely use it. It's not a thing with Azure. Like, it's just we're using it. It was already there. So in any deployment, when you're in GitHubAction, you could use that thing. And if you want to have, like, instead of having like tens of secrets, you could have one, put there a JSON object, and you will be able to access all those parameters. So it's very useful. So with that, yeah, that's not the way the one we I was like, I thought we changed that. Yes, indeed we did, but like I did change the code. So I want to do this. And it was Azure credential. So I need to be careful in here. So I want instead use see Azure Function app publish profile. Yeah, I should have done like Azure credential instead. Okay, so let's review what it would be. So on a push on the branch dev, because I just want to deploy dev, it will go take my Ubuntu latest, and then it will do this, log in, do that, and now it will, the resource name is, the resource group name, it's definitely not that thing. It's this name. And the file, the template I want to use is not Azure deploy, and it's not at the root. So let's find again where it is, and we'll probably need to create a specific file for it. So I'm assuming it's in deployment. Oh cool, I have my Azure deploy param, so I'm assuming I will need to create another one with dev thing. So here it's Azure deploy I want to use. So the path will be deployment and then this file. So if we go here, right, like that. parameters, here it's they put the parameter list. Oh, could I do that? Or I need the file. I think it will be better if I'm using the file. So front end allowed value is this, default is this, so I need to pass none. Base name, shortener tool. I think I could go then parameters and pass a few of them. Can I? Let's. So here they say an example. Azure deploy, and I'm just wondering, like if you have many, is it comma separated or like it's a JSON object? Let's see if we can override a few of those things. So here, the feature I need, in my case, if we look here, so base name, shortener tool, I want something in the name that tells me that it's dev. So I want to override that. So shortener tools, base name, what was it? Okay, it was just like that. So base name equal, and then it will be AZ short dev AZ shortener dev, and then like another thing I need is to specify the front end. I want none. Front end equal none, because I like that's just the back end, right? So like I want it headless. The default URL, I will keep the default, that's cool. GitHub URL, I need to do like the default will be that's cool, but the branch I need to change it. So branch, it needs to be dev. What else? Expired on, we'll keep that. Owner, let's put Frank. Owner equal Frank. What else? Admin. So since I'm using headless, I mean, I like the front end, it's a different project, so I don't need to fill up those things. So I think I got everything I needed now. And in my ARM template, do I have output? I don't think I did set output value. No, so output is empty for now. Okay, let's read again. That will take my credit, deploy. The resource group is a URL, you should dev. Okay, I think we're good. first try, because you know when you start pushing stuff in GitHub and deployment, you never know how many tries, right? So first try, testing dev deployment. Did I forget anything? Ever. Okay, so what if it works? Guessor 6. Do I win something? Will you send me stickers by mail? Also, I have another GitKraken license. I need to find a way to do the giveaway, and I need to do it before the end of the month. GitKraken, they gave me a license to give away or to use, but I already have one. I will give it away, of course, because they're awesome. And but I need to do it by the end of the week, the end of the month. So it gives me 2 weeks. I need to be quick, find a way, a reason to do that. Cool, so that works. So now we have this. So now we just need to push into dev. Look pretty, but I work on Git, the command line, almost always. Yeah, I use Git command a lot, though I really like those boards. I think they are very useful. They are sync with GitHub. And also the thing I like about that is to do PRs or do things like if I want to create based on, let's say I'm looking for the tickets or the issue, I can create a branch directly from there and it will create everything. When I want to do PR and drag and dropping things, the merge tool is there. So like there's a lot of tools I use when it's get complicated or I want to see the thing. But yeah, I agree with you, like GitHub command. Yeah, like when it's simple thing, right? A git push, like adding a comment, but like when it gets messy, a git command, like it's a git command, right? Give it away to VIPs who lurk but never chat. But that's the thing I wanna slip. Did you change your name? I don't remember. Who are you? Slip. Welcome, VIP. Nice to see you. Slip. I was like, I don't remember you. How come you're a VIP on my channel? Yeah, like, one of my goals is also to have more emote. So I want to have more subscribers this year on Twitch, and I'm struggling about asking people to subscribe because I know it can cost money, though. Like if you're having the Amazon Prime, you could have Twitch Prime, and then like with that you have 1 subscription a month. So I just need to go to 10, I think, and it will unlock for me a new emote. And I want to put CB in there. So, but like I don't want to like only for subscriber. That's not what I want. But again, I don't want also to have people who just saw that and got it. Like they don't want the tool or they don't participate or stuff like that. So like, you know, I'm fine with like, for example, Slip. I know you. You've been there for a while, and even if you're quiet in the chat like that, I'm comfortable with that. Like you used to be a lot more chatter, and now like you're watching it in the background. I totally understand that. That's not a problem. I'm totally fine with that. But I just like someone who, yeah, Frank is giving away a tool, like something free next week. I was like, okay. Then they go, they're just there for the price, and then like I never sell them. So again, so I don't want that. I want to avoid that. You already have a Git Kraken. Not sure if you like it. Oh, that's cool. But like that's cool. That's interesting to know. For me to use Premium, I have an account. I can't have any data sent to them. What? For me, to use Premium, I have to send an account. Do you know they have a Slack? You could ask a few questions in the Slack. They are super open, so they may have a solution for you where like it will be private and stuff like that. I know I'm sending everything to them because I want to, like, sometimes I'm using preview bits, not long time preview, but you know, like I can see things coming because I'm an ambassador. I have a referral. If you do ! Referral in the chat, it will give you a referral. You could win, I think these days it's every month they give away Amazon gift card, so you could win a gift card. And for me, it just I receive points, and eventually when I have like tons of points, I can buy swag, and what I do with the swag, I give it away. So it's a win-win for you. But yeah, so like go on the Slack channel and ask that Code with Sean, because it should be a way. I know I have a Prime, and for me it was just because I was using it as my work office, and I also an open source project, because if you're a student, if you're working on open source project, it's free. But then like if you want to also have it for work, you could have those too, like, and you have like things. And for me, I wanted also to use organization. Initially, I was planning to create some kind of organization to have people joining that and helping me maintaining the open source project. But I think I'm not well organized yet, and I'm not big enough to have like help. I don't know. I feel like I'm like those projects, even the UrlShortener have like a bunch of followers and like a lot of traffic and stuff like that. Like it's not as big, for example, as Live Coder, where like you need like help and moderator and stuff like that. Like I'm still tiny, but then I don't have a lot of time to manage all that. So I'm struggling right now to structure the stuff. But that's a lot of blah blah. Yeah. Is it 2 hours referrals? Is it I did a typo or you did a typo? Not accusing anyone here, but it's 2 hours, so I did a typo. I need to fix that. Yeah, you're right. I will change that. It's in the chat bot. Yeah, but like I know I did referrals. I think I did ref. No, I thought I did ref. But yeah. Yeah, totally agree. I should do. I will do that. So yeah. So now we have our CICD. So we need to push something. We should open the project. Let's go and get cracking. UrlShortener dev. That's strange. Let's open the project. This is big. Let's go a little bit smaller.
Yay!
Oh, Code with Sean, you land 68. That's awesome. So let's.
I'm here watching you. Nothing can happen. I promise any sign of bad dreams. If I see anything, I'll wake you at once.
Will you really? Without me?
Oh, I put it there. Where did he put it? Where is my Oh, it's here. No. I'm in dev. Oh yeah, but the branch is done in main. Yeah, I see main is there, so I want to bring main. I want to update. See, now I could do that. Merge main into dev. So what's the change? Okay, dependabut. So now we push that in dev, so we should see some action here. Is it? I think it's plush. Yeah. It's plush, not pus. Not push. Oh, I will win today's stream, I think. Okay. What's the status? Is this the CICD started?
Yay!
Yeah, those clouds are awesome. I need to have them. Like, that's why I want to change the overlay, and it's just a question of time. I want more cloud theme related. Like, I would like to have this. I would like to have you to be able to add clouds or remove clouds or make, like, you know, rain cloud or snow cloud or like whatever. You know, I wanna go full in with that cloud theme. Something like that, but there's nothing. Oh, like maybe use those cloud points because right now there's not a lot you could do. Yeah, I know Azure. Okay, so now this is working. Cool. So we'll see how it goes. Right? So let's go.
Bonjour.
Time.
Hi.
Hey, Takedownpool, how are you, my friend? Welcome behind my cloud, and the build failed already. Time trying the dev CICD. So Kesor6, was it Kesor6 was saying it's never worked the first time, or was someone else? Alright! What letters? Welcome aboard. Thank you for the following. It's very, very appreciated. Yeah, feel free to join if you want to know the commands. You could do !command or commands. Both should works. Or CMD, I think also. There's a few things you could do. There's CB, the cloud or CloudBot that is watching us, keeping track of the best score. So if you want to know your score, for example, you could do !stats or scores to see the full list of the lineup of today. Nope, it doesn't work. There were so it was Kesor6. Yeah, I was hoping to. Fail with exit court. What? So the login pass, right? Yes, logging successful. So that worked. And then it's trying to do the deployment. So maybe it doesn't found the file, or the parameter is not correct. Play Harry? What? Of course I did. Of course I did. I have a CICD for that too. It's running in Azure DevOps. So path to the deployment. So secret, credential. So scope, resource group. Oh, did I? Let me explain. So I can go to Pixel Plush website, type your channel name into random games and start playing. Doesn't look like it's working, right? What are you trying to do, Slip? So I set up the URL. That's why it's working. So the way it works is when you go to, so like you're kind of half right. Yes. So when, let's say you want to do the roles, this one. So you say, okay, I want to see this thing and that thing. I need to put that as a URL inside my overlay, but I didn't. So even if you create one with my stream and everything, you won't see that. Where that was coming from. So that's how it works, Kesor6. So it create a website with transparency or whatever that you put as an overlay on top of your URL in OBS. So for example, if I go here and we check here, like the pixel parachute, that's my overlay for the game. So it's on top of most of the stuff. So that's why we'll show there. Push a new build or Azure Function project, and Azure is complaining about not being able to load a type system stopwatch. Then it says stopwatch. Okay, when the function is starting. Are you using some extension maybe? So you need to have a specify host file. Where is it? Source shortener tool. Oh yeah, the project, the path was not correct. No, like I don't care. The host file, I think it defines some extension. Maybe you're using some extension, so you need to have the host JSON file. Not sure. I won't see it on your stream, but I can always open in my, yeah, totally right. So if you play that, oh, like so. You're seeing that. Oh, okay, so you see that by typing command in my chat, it will work. You're correct. Yes, you're correct. Now I understand. So if you don't like the drop game and you want like to play something else using my chat, you can. And it's okay. I'm fine with that. Push a new build, Azure Function project, Azure complain about, okay, I read that. So I rolled back deploying the Azure DevOps and it worked again. Then I did a new build using the same commit as the previous, it's the code, and it fails. So something diverse has changed in the config and I can't find it. Oh. Check the logs, read the logs and stuff like that. Maybe permission, maybe look at all the differences. I really don't know. Can help you on that. Sorry. I don't know how overlay work. Yeah, but let's just explain. Like overlay is just like any layers and like any you know, drawing application where you have a bunch of layers or and you play them, and like everything that is on top could potentially hide the other level under. If you have transparency, then like that's how it works. So for example, this text or like the chat, sorry, in the other corner, that's just because it's on top of me and I'm on top of the green screen, my screen. So that's why like I'm building that. If I put myself under my screen, then you won't see me. How much time do I have? Can I get some other points in an other game? Right now CB is just tracking the output coming from Parachute Game, and it won't give you points, the cloud points. That I think is just when you're watching my stream. I'm not managing that. It's Twitch that does that. What I want to do is have command that help you that let you spend those points to do things. I will need to have some kind of code to track the command, and having Twitch tracking the command, and that will be Twitch that will be removing those points. I don't really have access to those points, so like it's those two things working together. So I need to do that eventually, but I'm not doing it right now because yeah, it could be hard. So scope, I probably need to specify the scope, but where? Scope, Regent. Scope, I didn't define any scope. Where is it, scope? Oh, see, I could have had a parameter, deployment name. So I'm assuming so error process use fail with exit code 2. Like I have no clue what that means. Is it this? Doesn't like that? Maybe I should have used a parameter file instead. Maybe I should do that. Not sure how I'm supposed to be passing resource group name. That was my resource group name. So it's a default group subscription ID. Yeah, so scope I like. I will put that. So let's fix that. So let's go back inside the code and GitHub and workflows, and this one we'll edit it. So here with put scope, right? So scope, resource group name, it's this. I like it was, I think they had a name, deployment name. I don't have the, okay, so I don't need this one, but this deployment name and the deployment name is GitHub dev. Beep, 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 beep. What's happening? I have my meeting in 10 minutes. Parameter, I think. Maybe I should run the echo. Like does parameter, then it was just space. If I look in advanced, parameters. That's the one. Okay, so now add our deployment container name parameter where another parameter file pass start a key pair value as right. Yeah, but should I do this just with spaces? I think it's better if I have a file though. Let's try that for now, and may be obliged to wrap up. So let's try that. So CICD with param space delimited. Though, like, honestly, like, what? They know. Space with space. They delimited by space. This. I cannot type today. Let's commit this. Right. And now we need to push something from dev. So let's do that again. Fast forward main into dev. What? No. Dev. Bring this to that. Why it's not working? Merge main into dev. Okay, so now if I push that, I should have all the output. So what's today's scores? So today we have the Shirley Dev Army that runs with Codwood Sean with 68. That's pretty good, and it's not cheating, but I win today contest with a 92. So now I should find someone for rating. So if you have any suggestions, live coders, it's rigged. It's not. So it's still failed. Okay, so you know what? We'll need to use, probably it doesn't like, oh, why it's still using the comma separated. I thought I changed that. We'll need to fix that. Layla is on? Cool, let's go see her. It's been a while, so that's perfect. Twitch TV. Cool, cut the sound. Oh, she will be right back though. You think it will be long? Oh, Max is also there. Let's go raid Max. So let's stop the CloudBot to have my notes. So I will say a big thank you to everybody. Thank you for the new following. I had 2 today, so very, very appreciated. So Max is probably working with some AI or Azure Function, prepping his demo for this weekend. We have a hackathon, so we are mentoring a hackathon in Toronto, the Hack the North. Sorry, bad. Wrong hackathon. So give him some love, and yeah, I will see you Friday for getting back with Jason. Bye everybody, and have a good week.